worth it?
Why'd you do it?
Hi, thanks for making it this far. Before we continue, I would just want to recommend you watch this on a bigger device than your phone. You could be watching this on some kind of app browser or the YouTube app, but I would just recommend you maybe on a desktop, laptop, TV, I don't know. Only because this would allow you to scroll through your phone while you get bored. Just to make things clear, you watching, me presenting, I could care less whether you stay until the very end. You're the viewer, I'm the one presenting, this is my project, I'm not making a profit off this. Yet. So it begs the question, what is testing? On January 1st, 2019, I set off on this challenge, really a personal one, where I wanted to see if I could watch one movie a day, every single day. I did this because I was feeling a little left out. A lot of group chats I was in was mostly movie related. So I thought, well, let's see how many movies I could watch. 2.5 years later, I'm here. I watched over 1,000 movies. I watched good ones. I've watched bad ones. And I've watched really freaking boring ones that I can't believe I sat through. I've watched all sorts of movies. So with my recent accomplishment of creating my first short films, I thought I would go a step further and try something like this out. I've created 6 segments. Each segment represents my approach to a genre. The first one you just saw, horror. My approach for horror is that it doesn't have to mean anything. As of lately, there's been this spike in, horror movies that just take itself way too seriously. I don't know how they're even considered horror at this point. I just think it's a crime to lure people into horror movies and then just bore them out of their minds like The Shining or The Lighthouse. So hopefully someday in the future, I can make a horror movie. For now, I'm glad I was able to test it out. It's only test footage. Probably turn it into a big franchise or something. Anyways, again, testing is a project where I've created several segments and each represents my approach to a genre. After each segment, I'll be back right where I am, and I'll be able to share some thoughts on whether it's the segment or the genre itself. I'll be talking. So, without further ado, here's the next segment called Consequence.
Hey, ¿hiciste lo que te dije? ¿Intentaste ir a buscar trabajo?
Tuve una pesadilla ayer en la noche, no puedo.
Una pesadilla. ¡Ay, la pesadilla! ¡Qué miedo me da la pesadilla! Por eso no voy a ir a buscar trabajo. Ya es tiempo, enano, deja tus niñerías.
Todavía tengo tiempo.
Te estás aprovechando, imbécil.
Y para serte honesto, no creo que es tan importante. Me voy a ir.
¡Claro que te largas de aquí!
Perdóname.
Every cow has a Action have consequences.
Action movies, for me, can be a bit of a mixed bag. I'm a big fan of the good ones, let's say John Wick, the Mission Impossible ones. Whereas my brother and father, they're kind of entertained by just any action movie. Doesn't matter if it's crappy. However, my main inspiration would be the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What they've done for movies as of lately, it's unbeatable. There's a mix of everything, really. The action and cinematography of The Winter Soldier, to this day, is incomparable. It's iconic. I took inspiration from that, trying to shoehorn some story in, but it's just test footage. I just feel like my approach to action is like people pay to watch some good fighting. There's no need to force some overall story unless it would serve a purpose for, let's say, building a franchise, which is something I'm really interested in. But, give me a tub of popcorn and show me some people kicking each other. I think that's the overall idea. For this next segment, it's a little similar to what I've been saying, just it's a little longer. Here's Stay.
Hey yo, hold up, 6 feet. Where your mask at? You don't mind if I come in, right? Take a seat. Hold up.
How can I help you?
Where's my money, fool?
Look, I don't have it with me right this second.
Shut your goofy self up. Where's my money, fool?
Look, man, the past couple of nights have been really tough, so if you could just give me 1 week and I'll make it all up to you.
Yo, when you speak to me, speak with your chin up. Like it's picture there, boy. Don't be making no deals if you can't pay up. You feel me?
I got it. Just give me 1 week.
You didn't think I'm stupid, right? You know what they call me, right? They call me Alex the Menace, right? Quit dreaming on me, boy.
I understand, and I'm really trying.
So you know I ain't playing no games.
I understand.
1 week?
1 week.
On your mama?
On my mama.
Alright? You got until tonight to get my money, fool. Or else Fatima might have a thing or two coming her way. I'm pulling them third grade. Ain't your mama ever tell you not to get caught up in these streets? I remember when you was this tall. Little church boy, what happened? Where's your mama at? Where's your pops at? Where your brother at? Where your church at? Where your dog at?
It's not their fault.
You right about that one, fool. We ain't messing out here. What is you talking about, boy? Goofy tail don't be making no bets with the wrong people. Simple.
What are you doing?
Nothing. R2. You wouldn't understand.
What were you trying to do right now?
Nothing. R2. I was just trying... I was trying to leave.
Leave? Why would you ever want to leave? I understand. You look sad. I get sad when people leave. I've been here for a long time, you know. I've seen many humans come and go. The days always continue, Luigi. You shouldn't worry. How many times have I peed on a carpet? I get yelled at, I cry, but then I still get to go outside. How many times have you gotten in trouble? I'm sure the things you've gotten in trouble over are long gone. I've seen you mature. The years have gone by. I'm older than your father now. I feel a little slower. But I've enjoyed the days as much as I could with the friends I've had. I miss Mr. Spock. One day, you might remember this talk, long after I have to go like Mr. Spock. I want you to know, no matter how hot or cold it gets, the light always comes up and it always goes down. You shouldn't worry. For now, you have me if you want someone to sit with. I hope you're not sad anymore. I hope you stay. I hope I can celebrate your 18th birthday with you. Just in case I never get to tell you this, I'm happy you could spend a part of your life with me. I'm happy I've spent my entire life with you.
Science fiction, other than Star Wars, isn't much of a flexible genre. I think a main example for my approach would be the Godzilla franchise. The original Godzilla, from what I know, just takes itself way too seriously. You can't convince me to watch a guy in a rubber suit terrorizing the city and then tell me it symbolizes whatever it was. I haven't seen it. But fast forward to today and you see what this character has become. It's what it's always should have been. Now with Godzilla vs. Kong, you know you're in for this action movie with a ton of fun, nonsensical science fiction stuff. You know, it doesn't all have to make sense. It doesn't have to represent, something so big. We're here for the cool fantasy elements. So my approach for something that is just test footage, it's a simple story. A talking dog. Who doesn't want to see a talking dog? For this next segment, I would want to add a few words before. What's great about the genre is that there's basically no limit for the storyteller. So, with the help of my good friend Seth Khaled, here's Inevitable.
Luigi, on the left, is walking down the street alongside his brother, Christopher.
When's the last time we walked down here?
Before the virus.
Ah, right.
It's been so long.
True. I can't believe all this time has passed. Hasn't really felt that long.
Time moves too quickly.
I agree. But it's really meaningful when you get to share it with the people you love.
Do you think you'll still talk to me when you're married?
I think I will be, Christopher. We're brothers. We should still be watching movies together even if I get married.
Hopefully your parents are still around. If only things could stay the same forever.
I'm sure they will be. I try not to think that far ahead. But, all it takes is a blink of an eye. Next thing you know, you're on one side of the country, I'm on the other. Who knows? I just hope we can enjoy the present as much as we can.
Suddenly, the brothers hear some screams from across the street.
Ah!
Help me!
Luigi and Christopher rush to the other side of the street to try and confront the man who's bothering.
Hey! Leave them alone!
The man turns around. He is no human.
You can't stop me.
The man touches the couple. He has affected them in a peculiar fashion.
You can't stop me.
Of course I can. I wrote this.
The brothers start to kick and punch the man. Nothing can survive the Penate brothers' wrath.
Hey, that was pretty sick.
I know.
Suddenly, we see at a lower view, the man is not fully defeated.
You can't stop me.
The man touches both of their legs. Luigi infuriatingly turns around to give a final blow. The man is done for.
Luigi,
Yeah, what's up?
I'd like you to meet Christopher Jr.
What?
Luigi turns to his side. He sees his reflection through a store window. Time has passed.
Well, we have to go. The wife is making tikka masala. Thanks for having spent time with me, Luigi.
Oh. Yeah, of course, Christopher. Hopefully we can spend time together again.
Hopefully. Say goodbye to Uncle Louis, Christopher Jr.
Goodbye, Uncle Luigi.
Goodbye, kid. Goodbye, brother.
The sun is going down. It's the end of a well-spent day. The brothers are inevitably going their own ways.
Like I said before, animation is a genre that it suits everyone. Most of the time it's for children, so something I really like is that they get straight to the point. You know, the runtimes are short. I guess I'm speaking more on behalf of like the American animation movies, because I haven't really watched the Japanese stuff some people talk about. It's just not my thing. So for this, I thought it was most important to focus on how the characters look and the voiceover work. Anything other than that is just kind of thrown in there, you know. It's just test footage. I can imagine myself making an animation movie in the future about whatever's popular by then. That's what the studios want, and I'd be happy to work with that. Okay, so this next segment had to be done the way it's done because of lack of resources. You know, like I'm a one-man band, you know. So, here's Aligned.
Maybe he was just joking.
Huh. I wonder if this is the right place.
Can it be? Hey, Morat!
Hey, Peanut!
Wow! I can't believe it!
How are you?
Splendid! This is already the best day of my life, and it's only 10 a.m.
I know. It's been such a wild week. I'm so glad I could finally see you. My favorite girl. There is no one like you in the whole wide world.
My favorite boy. Every second with you is filled with joy.
Whenever, wherever, just give me the date. Don't you worry, 'cause nothing will get in my way. Any place, anytime, I'll be ready to run. I'm so impatient for then, can't wait to see you again.
I just got off the phone with your mother. She's worried sick about you. Why haven't you been talking to her?
Can't you see I'm watching TV here?
Morat, this is serious. Why haven't you been talking to your mother?
All she's ever done was judge me, alright? Leave me alone.
Morat, she's your mother. Call her.
I said leave me alone.
Hey,
Hey, look at my room. Everything's gone.
hi. It's nice. You're gonna go from being 2 hours south of me to
3 hours behind.
nice. How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Well, I'm fine too. I just look. Like I've told you a little bit about the past ones, but I thought I should tell you a little bit more about this one, since like this one, it kind of has to Okay, so it's hard to explain.
Just
right?
tell me.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's weird and awkward. Well, okay, so look. Excuse me. Okay, so I learned how to drive, right? Musicals can be pretty hard to do right. There are some out there that I just I can't stomach. Musicals that aren't in English are pretty hard to follow because, I have to be reading, I have to be following the visuals, the dance numbers, stuff like that. I don't know, it just feels like a mess. I can't get through these old French movies. And for a while, La La Land used to be my favorite musical. But slowly I realized that, it's just more the music that I liked. It looked pretty and that's cool. But then there are musicals like The Greatest Showman that have a mix of, like a perfect, uplifting, emotional story and powerful music. It excels in every area. I think that's what doing it right would mean. But from the get-go, it's just people dancing and singing. It doesn't need to be so serious. But for this one, it was pretty easy to write a simple love song. I didn't put too much work into it because it's just test footage. But if one day, I can make a musical or like a biopic, even those are easier to make. Just hire some good songwriters and great cinematographer and you're set. This last segment, there's a lot to say. Well, there's a lot to say about this entire project, but maybe we can save it for later or another day. But if you've made it this far, thank you. If you were scrolling through your phone the entire time, I could care less. I'm sorry for talking too much. Here's Tomorrow. I can't do it. That would be crazy. Wake up.
Was it worth it? No, it wasn't worth it. I didn't understand the gravity of the decisions I made then. Don't you think I know it's time for me to start working? I feel tired. I feel weak. I know the consequence of waiting. I have no money. I'm trying my best to stay sane after being so stressed. I feel like I have no one. Some of the people I love now can very well end up being my relationships. I understand the inevitability. I just wish I could have made some moves earlier. I was afraid for no reason. This is what my procrastination led to. I don't want to stress on me. I have to take it back. I have another chance. I'll start tomorrow.
No importa dónde estés. No importa con quién estés. Tú puedes hacer lo que quieras. Puedes probar lo que quieras. Siempre estaré aquí para ti. Pase lo que pase. Siempre seré tu madre. Siempre te amaré, hijo. Siempre.
Hey man,
Hey,
how's it been?
not bad.
You saw what I sent you?
I did. Runtime caught me off guard though.
That's the first cut. I wanted to see if I could add a little more. No.
Like another segment? Another genre?
Well, not just like after the credits.
Well, what else would you add? It was fine. The ending was fine.
I don't know. Maybe it's something like I could be like, hey, you don't have to stay for this. Like, leave if you want to. I don't care. But what are your thoughts on what you saw so far?
I think the fight with your dad was it's funny. It was nice.
Okay. It's nice. It's nice. Do you have any sort of feedback? Criticisms? What's on your mind? What do you think of testing?
Well, these little projects are gonna count for your portfolio, right?
That's the idea, you know. Like, so far I have 2 things, 3 we include secret chord, and then there's testing. So yeah.
Okay. Alright. So it's not like feedback, more like I get what you're trying to do, especially with all the test footage segments. I think it's a good way to express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But there's interludes. I guess before I say anything, tell me what you were going for.
No, tell me what you think.
Well, I don't want to be wrong. Just tell me. You tell me first. I'll tell you after.
There's no wrong interpretations, but like personally, I think there are things within the audience mentality, need to be called out.
Right. And you're trying to make that some kind of like trademark, like a big factor theme is like shading people.
I mean, why not? I wouldn't really say shading though.
Well, it's not really about why not, but more so you don't think you're being a little crude.
No, I wouldn't say crude. No, at least I wouldn't want to publicly confirm that. Something I don't know.
Right. But you really want to base your projects on what people think? Is that what you're trying to get at? Is some kind of recurring theme?
No, I wouldn't say I'm basing it on that. I think a lot can be done with the stuff I've heard, like the stuff I've been told. Like I'd be lying if I said it didn't influence the way I make things. Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to prove yourself to be some kind of competent filmmaker by what? Belittling others?
I'm not some villain. No, like I just think I have the right to call out things I've been told. I don't know. I get that film and cinema is like an art where there's no right and wrong, but you don't go up to a painting and say like, oh, that literally means nothing. Like, oh, okay, like, hey, just because that one guy said it means nothing, then yeah, everyone has to think the same thing. Like, no, that's all it is.
You don't think you're just starting drama?
No, like, for starters, no one cares. Not to that extent. No, the one piece of negative criticism that I found out about, since someone else really told me anything, for Creative Vision, was from some guy who hadn't even watched it. Like you could tell me you don't care if I'm setting up for a sequel all you want, but like I don't care that you don't care. Like this is fun. I might do it again. Like I'm not forcing you to. My bad. Hugar said he was living in my walls. I'm not forcing you to have stayed this long, Excuse that. Like you could have left as soon as the Luigi collection card opening, played. So no, I don't think I'm in any position to start drama. Any other thoughts?
I think the dog was alright.
Good. Okay. Aside from all that noise, it's exactly what I needed. Thank you.
Needed for what?
I'm gonna end testing with this.
You were recording me.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Were you recording me?
What was that? What did you say?
No, Luigi, I'm serious. This entire time you were recording me.